Hey everybody, it's me, it's Jason. This is video number 3 of my road to the Rockies. So today, we're in Mississippi. Hurricane Ida is moving through, and I had a little extra time to myself. So go ahead and knock this out and get it out of the way. For those of you that don't know, this series of videos is building this DR650 to go to the Rockies in July of 2022. The plan is to go, we're going to go ride the highest passes in Colorado on dirt bikes, and I'm building this bike. So the whole point of this is to document it, and here we are. So for those of you that don't know, that's the DR650. It's completely unmolested until today. Today we're going to be replacing the exhaust pipe. Factory exhaust pipe. It's just holding back so much back pressure that we're going to start unleashing this thing. The first step is, for me, is to put an exhaust pipe on. I'm going to walk you through this. So, straight from the Netherlands, we have a Dominator R. Now, to be honest with you, I didn't know what a Dominator R was. Apparently they're really big in the crotch rocket scene. The GSXRs, the CBRs, the Habusas. I'd never heard of it. I ride Harleys, and I didn't know what a Dominator R was. I'd never heard of a Dominator R. I was watching some DR650 builds and run across Kyle Noseworthy. And Kyle, if I wrecked that last name, I do apologize. But he's up in Canada, and he actually used a Dominator, and I really liked the sound of it on his bike. And the more I checked into it, the more I liked it. One of the biggest advantages is it comes with a 5-year warranty. That means you don't have to worry about the packing, you don't have to worry about none of that. Your big name, FMF, Watts Brothers, all that, they've all got, you have to repack them after 6 months, 8 months of riding. You have to repack the mufflers. I hate repacking mufflers. Yeah, I'd pretty much rather take a beating as repack a muffler. So I was in the market for more of a one and done, and I ran across this Dominator. Now, the other thing about this Dominator that I really liked is it was about $230 all in. Your FMFs, your Watts Brothers, all those start at $400 and go up $500–600. The other caveat to all this, I must be honest with you and tell you up front, is you have to order it from the Netherlands. So, as a guy that's been a victim of credit fraud twice, I am very cautious about using my credit card, especially to overseas companies. So, I went through PayPal, and I did my research, and they tell you right up front, hey, it takes us 9 days to manufacture this, and then you'll get an email. Sure enough, it took them 9 days to build my exhaust, and I got an email that said, hey, it's being shipped. And then I got an email 4 days later that said your package has been secured in customs. Took another 4 days, and then I got an email that said your package is on its way. 5 days later, it arrived at my doorstep. So, best I can tell you is from the day they take your money, it's 17 to 20 days before you actually get this thing in. The other part of that was I went ahead and ordered a dB killer, decibel killer, separate, and that was a bad mistake because it took just as long to get that in. And then what I found out after it got here was the dB killer it's in there. So the extra one I got is just an extra one I got, I guess. So this is the Dominator R. It's stainless steel. It's all riveted. It's pretty much straight through. I mean, it's a good looking pipe. I do expect it to significantly change the sound, but not only that, I expect it to really open this bike up and let it breathe. I can see through this muffler, and I know that when you can't. Also, this is extremely light. I think paperwork says the entire kit weighs right around 5 pounds, and I believe that muffler that's hanging off the back of that thing weighs close to 14. So we gain some weight savings to begin with, but not only the weight, it's really going to open this thing up and let it breathe. With this kit, you get the muffler, you get the DB killer, you get the hanging band, and you get the mid pipe. So I mean, it's pretty much one and done. So this bike's completely unmolested, and what I have done before I started filming was I got out a few tools, but I haven't took anything loose, because the whole part of documenting this was I wanted to document everything I've done to the bike, and then for you all to see what it takes to do it as we do it. So I may go back later and edit this and cut pieces out if they're too long, this, that, and the other. I don't think this is going to be a huge evolution, but at the same time, I don't know. But I do want to document the sound of the bike with a stock pipe, so we're going to do that right now, and then I'll go straight into changing the muffler out, and then we'll listen to it after it's changed out. So hang around. Typical rice burner. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is remove this cover. Well, that was easy enough. Alright, so like I said before, I got out some tools. Doesn't look like it's going to take a whole lot. Alright, so those two are 6mm. Looks like this little cover right here is going to be a 4mm. I know what. Shut up. Don't matter. And you might have known I'd strip that one out. looks like behind this little cover is where I gotta get. Now y'all don't think for a minute that this is uncommon. It seems like everything I go to work on goes from it's okay to a 9-line bind in a quick. So that little 4mm headed screw there has stripped out. So I'm gonna take a Dremel tool. I'm gonna cut me a slot so I can get a screwdriver on it. And if that don't work, I ain't above grinding the thing completely off on this. I mean, see. Alright, so that worked. Hey, one for the home team. Alright. Now, this connector right here is what would appear to be holding this whole gum together. I'm gonna tell you, I ain't never done this before, but it looks to me like we'd have been better off leaving that bolt in for a minute, just for positioning. There. Alright. Well, there you go. Seems like it was a lot harder than it should have been. Man, that is heavy. Here's the old one. Here's the new one. Yeah. Alright. Anybody that wants a very slightly used 900 mile 2020, yeah, pretty sure we're never going to need that again. Now, is your mid pipe. Alright, seated all the way up. Alright, so it comes with this band right here. It's got this little rubber bushing. I would have thought it got too hot for a rubber bushing, but I guess not. I think the storm's almost past us. Hurricane Ida. We lost power for a little bit. But we got a backup generator, so it wasn't like it was that bad. But the shop here, it's usually the first thing to lose power, so if something goes, we'll know. Alright, so there you go. Put that on there. Now I'm betting this is going to be a real booger bear. Well, maybe not. The one thing I have learned over years of doing this, and by this I mean working on junk, I leave everything loose till everything's fitted up. That way I know nothing's going to be in a bind, nothing's going to, so looks like everything fits good, nothing's in a bind. Kind of nice. This is a passenger foot peg. I had no need for it. Go ahead and get rid of that.
So I will tell you, both of them went back on with a 6. Except this one right here, which came with the Dominator. This is your exhaust, your mid-pipe bracket. That's going to be a 5. So with the exception of the one that we had to Dremel tool and use a screwdriver and get creative with, this whole thing was changed out with a 4, 5, and 6 Torx head and a Phillips screwdriver to take the side cover off. Very simple, very easy to do. Again, all in about 230 bucks, and 20 days, give or take, of waiting on customs and Dominator and UPS to get everything here, and it's on just like that. So it's got a very good look to it. Really nice look. I'm gonna have to find another bolt to replace that one that was Dremel tooled out, and I'll do that here in a little bit. But one thing I want to do is I want to fire this thing up. Almost obnoxious. That was unexpected. Okay, so it's got the DB killer in it still, which I'm gonna pull that out. One of the things watching Kyle's video in Canada was he talked about how the DB made it clap, and I heard that, very distinctive. I would rather it be loud and constant than have that backfire clappy sound to it every time I let off of it. I guess my next video is pipe only. I'm going to take it out and see what kind of performance gains we got out of it. It'll probably be after the hurricane's gone, but maybe, I don't know. But yeah, so there it is. I dig it. I like it. I'm gonna play around with it, but other than putting the cover back on, y'all seen what it took to put an exhaust pipe on a DR650. So okay, so after I stopped the video to play around with it, this thing is sick. So a couple things. This is the DB killer, okay, decibel killer. It was sent with the bike, and that clappy, that backfirey sound is a lot of this. Also may need some adjustment on the idle, because some of the backfire is the bike, but I'll fine tune all that after the 3x3. But the significant difference in sound is amazing. This does bring it down to tolerable, and I'm going to show y'all. Also, there is a, if you can see right here, there's a little hole, and you got to have a screw in there, because if you don't, this thing, it's got this just absolutely irritating chatter. And I'm going to try to show you that too. I'm going to put my finger over the hole, and with and without. And I'm going to end up riding this bike without the DB killer. It's absolutely insanely loud, but I'm in the shop, so I'm hoping once I get out of the shop, get out in the real world, that if nothing else, I'll be ahead of it, won't have to hear it. But this is really convenient, something to throw in your backpack, you know, if it just got to be too much. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some thread sealer. I'm gonna put the screw back in the hole to keep it from chirping, and I'm gonna just add this to my pack, and that way I've got it with me. And if the day becomes too long with this thing rattling in my head, I can add this and buy myself a little patience. So I'm gonna start the bike without the DB killer, and then I'm gonna put the DB killer in it just so you can hear the difference in tone. And then I'm also going to use my finger and plug the hole and then leave it open so you can hear the chirping. It's extremely annoying in just the little amount of time that I played with it. So the bolt's got to go back in. Really love the looks. It's a little aggressive on sound, I ain't gonna lie to you. It's a little much, but it is what it is. Figured Julie will be behind me, so she'll have to hear it back there. So I'm gonna let you hear it both ways, with and without, and then shut the camera off. I'm gonna put the bolt in it and then I'm done. But I couldn't walk away and not let you hear the difference of what a DB, and that's what it's called, Delta Bravo killer. It's decibel killer, with and without. I could not believe the difference in sound that this little hollow thing makes. So here you go. Wow. Okay, so until I review this, I won't know, but that chirping, man, that's just annoying. But I hope you can hear the difference this little piece of metal makes. It's absolutely astronomical at the difference that makes. And I mean, it's hollow, I can see through it, but the difference it makes is just unbelievable. So there you go. That's all in. We put it on, we listened to it 3 or 4 different ways. I hope it helps somebody out there. So again, until next time, enjoy the ride. Thanks for watching, guys.